Hello, I'm Tom, your friendly neighborhood atheist, and I'm here in Dallas, Texas at Apostacon, and this is No Old White Guys for Secular TV. And I'm here with Heather Henderson, and you are, what would you say, 5-10 years ago, what would you think, or who would you think of when you thought of atheism?
Well, the person I think of first when it comes to atheism is Penn Jillette. He was one of the biggest reasons why I became an atheist and a skeptic, and it was due to the show Bullshit on TV. And then I started to research online. Facebook was a big reason I became an atheist, because I was able to search for things, and there were groups that had to do with everything, including non-religion. And so I went looking for, the most popular people in atheism and came across Atheist Experience, Matt Dillahunty, Penn Jillette was huge, Richard Dawkins was huge, Hitchens. So I just looked into all these people, and then I discovered that Penn was actually someone who was approachable. Mm-hmm. I started talking to him and asking him questions, and we've been friends ever since.
Very cool. Well, you notice the consistency there is old white guys.
Old white guys, yeah.
I
look to the old white guys for everything.
They are very prevalent
in
everything, especially atheism. It's getting better now, but I personally would like to see more change and see more diversity. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this series. So growing up, what was your family's religion of choice?
Well, my father wasn't a believer, but my mother was a Christian. Oh, I just wanted to mention something about the old white guy thing. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
I just went to whoever had the most knowledge and whoever was out there. Yeah. I never, until recently, thought, everyone's old and white. I never thought about it. I just wanted the information.
Yes.
So I'm glad there's more people of color and diversity coming out and in the limelight more. But I was never one of those type of people that went, they're white, old. Okay. Anyway, what was the question?
I never quite thought of it that way, but it's always been, as a white male, it's always been very noticeable to me that everyone I see seems to be white male, and I like diversity. I want to see everybody, and seeing everyone like me actually bothers me.
Yeah.
In some ways, for others, that they don't see anyone like them bothers them.
I just never thought about it, but I'm glad that I had someone give me a new outlook and a new perspective.
I mean, it's great that they were there and doing what they were doing. Anyways, so your father was a non-believer and your mother was Christian?
Yes, my mother was Christian. My dad and mom separated when I was 10 years old, so my dad was kind of out of the picture. So I was under my mom's influence for most of my young life, and she was the kind of a religious person that actually gave money to the fundies and watched the TV shows and prayed and cried and felt helpless. And I watched her as I was growing up and just I didn't get it. I did what my mom said. I was a good girl, I went to church, but inside I hated it. I didn't even know a thing called atheism was a thing. I just thought that this was the way people lived, my perspective of how I grew up, So I stayed a Christian for a long time, and then I became spiritual and eventually turned to atheism once I discovered that there's more out there than just Christianity.
So about what age would you say? or dare I ask?
Let's see. I'm in my 40s now, and I've only been an atheist for about 6 years. So it was a long time coming.
Now, your mother's still around. How did she respond?
My mother died when I was 23, so she had no idea that I wish she was still alive, because she was a really smart person. Mm-hmm. And if I were able to come to this on my own, I think that if I were able to talk to her and go, look, this is my perspective, this is the way I see it. Can't you see this? Logic, and I think she would probably be an atheist.
Have there been any family members that have found it unusual or upsetting?
No. I have, on my father's side, most of my family is religious. My dad's not. I recently went to the Memphis convention, the Atheists.
American Atheist.
American Atheist, thank you. Convention in Memphis, Tennessee, and that's where my family lives, on my father's side. So I went there to visit them, and, they say prayer and went to Easter dinner with them, and it was all, very religious, crosses all over the house. But my dad was so excited that I was here for an atheist convention. He was just like, I can't believe it. You're here for an atheist convention. That's the best thing ever. But my family loves me, so they don't care. We're Facebook friends. No one cares. It's great.
So what are you doing to promote positive atheism?
Well, what do you mean by positive atheism?
Well, atheists get kind of a bad rap.
Okay.
A lot of people, when thinking of atheists, they think of satanic worship and eating babies and horrible people.
I'm horrible. I eat babies. Well, one of the things I've done is I've put the fact that I'm an atheist, and an ardent one, on my chest. And I consider myself a representative of atheism. So when people come up and talk to me about it, I go, I'm an atheist. I represent what atheism looks like. And so people will engage me and talk to me about it, and I will give, my best speech of how I'm a nice person and I don't rob banks, and I'm, you're maybe a Christian, but I can be your friend, and, I just show people that I'm a nice person and that I'm also an atheist and not a devil worshiper. And I don't even believe in the devil. Plus, I have a couple of podcasts where we discuss religion and atheism and all sorts of things. And we have guests on our podcast that are believers. And we just sit down and talk to them. And it's a lot of fun. And another thing that I do is when I'm on Facebook and I'm having a discussion or a debate with someone, I try to stay calm. I never call people names. I try to just listen and explain my point of view and listen to theirs and try to just keep the communication lines open. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's one of the things I try to do is I rarely consider the person I'm talking to as the target. I consider the people who are listening or viewing the conversation as the real target, because they're not anyone that is trying to defend anything or trying to defend themselves. Not that I ever...
It's for the people watching the conversation more than it is for the person I'm talking to. Because that's how I learned, by watching other people talk and learning the things that they say and go, oh yeah, well, that's a really good thing that you can say to someone who's questioning this, So it's really for everyone else. Yeah. So
we're here at Apostacon, and you mentioned American Atheist. How many of these kind of conferences have you been to?
I've been to the Amazing Meeting 3 times.
Still hoping to get that one.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if there's one next year. I've been here, and I've been to the American Atheist Convention. That's it. But I want to go to all of them.
Yes.
I want to go to all of them.
Well, I definitely recommend Gateway to Reason.
Yeah.
St. Louis. That was the first year, this last one, and it was fantastic.
I believe you. It's so much fun.
And Thomas True promises the next one's going to be better.
Cool. Well, the best part about it is meeting your friends that you see online all year long and that you never get to meet in person, and then you finally get to meet them, and you're just like, it's like you've known each other forever, and it's just instant friendship, and it's fabulous. I love it.
That's the thing I enjoy most about it is, the speakers are great, and the messages is really good to hear, and it's nice to have this reinforcement that, you're not the only one, though I've never really had that issue, but I know lots of people here that have recently become atheists, that are seeking community and just seeking reinforcement that they haven't lost their minds.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice to be out there, and it's nice to be able to represent atheism and have people look at you and go, yeah, if she can do it, I can do it too. It's okay. I'm okay. Yeah.
So is there anything, you said you had a podcast.
Yes.
It's currently going? 2
podcasts. One is called Ardent Atheist. And that is a podcast where we discuss religion. And they're both comedy podcasts, so we're not... if you're looking for scholarly information, don't listen to my podcast, okay? We make jokes. And the other one is called Skeptically Yours, where we discuss things that people believe in, like maybe aliens and, chemtrails and 9/11 conspiracy and stuff like that. And it's still a comedy podcast. we don't always check the facts, but we make jokes.
So, for what kind of advice would you give to somebody who's, I say in the closet, I think that there are a hell of a lot more atheists than anyone realizes, because most of them either don't want to acknowledge it, are afraid to acknowledge it, or just don't feel a need to acknowledge it.
Okay.
And mostly for those who don't feel a need to acknowledge it, what would you say to them?
The ones that feel that they don't need to acknowledge
they're being an atheist.
I would ask those people to start acknowledging that they're an atheist, because there are people who maybe aren't as fortunate as you, that they have a deep feeling of, I need to escape this religious cage that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if there's anyone around me who feels the same way, or at least is also an atheist that I can communicate with. I think that people who don't talk about it should talk about it, because we really, really need more support for those people who feel trapped. And so that's one of the big reasons why I'm an outspoken atheist, because I was trapped for most of my life, and I decided I'm never going to be quiet about this. I see other people being quiet, but no, I'm not gonna. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to do as much as I can to make other people feel welcome. Edit.
We're still there.
And we're back. And we're still here.
It switched screens on me. Well, thank you very much. Anything you would like to add? Let me put it that way.
Praise Jesus.
Praise Satan.
Praise Satan. Oh, no. One more thing. Yes. I belong to a church.
Yes.
And it's called the United Church of Bacon. We are a real church, except that we pay our taxes. And we worship bacon because we know it's real. We are in the process of buying Penn Jillette's old home, which is the Slammer, and we want to turn it into the largest atheist community center in the world. So we're going to be starting a Kickstarter really, really soon, so please keep your eyes out for the Kickstarter to buy Penn Jillette's old home. He's actually giving it to us, but we need money for the operating costs and things like that. So it's awesome.
And I'm sure there's somebody in the process that wants some money to transfer out.
Sure. And there's people buying the land around it, but we want to own it. We want to, turn it into this great thing that we know it can be.
Sounds pretty cool.
Awesome.
Well, I'm Tommy, friendly neighborhood atheist. This has been No Old White Guys, except for me, of course. This is Secular TV, and thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much, Heather, for sitting down and talking with me.
No problem.
And we'll catch you next time. Thank you very much.
Yeah.